Hi, welcome to CMMC Automation. On this channel, we share with you tips on how to automate your CMMC compliance efforts using ChatGPT to save your company considerable time and resources. My name is Derek Phillips. I am the president and founder of Aspire Cyber. We specialize in helping small defense contractors prepare for their CMMC assessments. Also, I am a certified CMMC assessor and instructor. Let's get to the content.
In this video, I'll be showing you how to use GPT-4, how to automate the compliance activities for AC.L2-3.1.12, control remote access. This practice focuses on controlling anyone that's accessing your systems remotely, so they're not internal, whether they're accessing the systems via a VPN connection or just remoting into those systems. You need to control that access. You need to know who's accessing it, have audit logs. You need to have controls around how they're accessing those systems. So that's what we're going to cover in today's lesson. So we are in the CMMC Level 2 Assessment Guide. And you see 3.1.12, we're going to monitor and control remote access sessions. And we do have 4 assessment objectives that we need to satisfy so that this practice can be marked as met. So we'll know that remote access may include dial-up, broadband, or wireless. And then even if the organization employs VPN, and then the use of an encrypted VPN does not make the access non-remote. So again, those VPN connections need to be tracked and controlled. So we're going to start a conversation, and I'm using GPT-4. And we've been using the same one for all of the CMMC practices. So always start with priming GPT with a prompt, giving GPT that context. I'm going to be giving you practices and assessment objectives from NIST SB 80171. I want you to give me administrative and technical solutions, including examples for evidence. So this is just to prime ChatGPT, make sure that it understands what I am expecting. And it does understand. At this point, I'm going to paste in the practice. We're going to get to work. So a technical solution, want to have remote access management software. Recommends a Cisco. Want to make sure we have VPN or multi-factor authentication. Recommended some VPN solutions like Duo or Okta. Network monitoring tools, SolarWinds, Wireshark. So this is how we can monitoring our network connections, seeing what connections are internal, what connections are remote. Some administrative controls, remote access policy. So we covered that in 3.1.1, where I showed you how you can prompt ChatGPT to create that remote access policy. So remote access policy. So this will be included. You can either have a separate policy or it's going to be included in your access control policy. I would probably recommend putting in your access control policy, so you're consolidating all of the policies for access control. We need to regularly train our users, as with any control. Put them in multi-factor authentication, use secure trusted VPN. Some recommended evidence that we'll be able to present to the assessor during our CMMC Level 2 assessment. So we're going to have a policy documentation, user training records, logs, and reports showing that, hey, we are tracking all connections to our systems, both internal and remote. And we have control around those connections, those remote connections. And then proof of multi-factor authentication implementation. Now let's paste in the first assessment objective. Remote access sessions are permitted. So we have strict controls as defined in the remote access control policy, and they are monitored continuously. So I think what we're noticing now is when I paste in the assessment objectives, since GPT-4 already outlined how to control remote access, essentially it's not providing additional information. It's just kind of restating it. Yes, essentially the initial response has covered the assessment objectives as well, but I'm just going through confirming. The third prompt is going to be remote access sessions are controlled. And ChatGPT is giving me a little more information on this one. Saying yes, can be achieved through a network access control solution, Cisco ISC or Aruba ClearPass. We'll be able to enforce policies like session duration, idle timeout, and then allowed resources and more. Fourth assessment objective, remote access sessions are monitored. GPT, how do I do that? So, as with previous practice that we covered, we need our security information and event management system, so our SIM tool, like Splunk, IBM QRadar. It's going to check all of our logs, consolidate them for us, put them into a format. We can easily parse through all of those logs into a format that's consumable for humans. I'm going to ask ChatGPT, okay, what information should I collect in the logs for this practice? So we're going to make sure we have user identification. We need that timestamp, session duration, source IP and port, destination IP and port, authentication details, so how the user was authenticated, the username, password, multi-factor. So we need to be able to say, so for example, if our policy says for all remote access, multi-factor authentication is required, then yeah, you need to be able to demonstrate that in the logs. Actions performed, what systems did they access, how long, did they download any files, just detailed activities performed. For the next prompt, I want to get some guidance around like what policy verbiage I should have in place for remote access. So policy identifying when remote access is permitted and what methods must be used. So I took this verbiage directly from the discussion section of the assessment guide. Here are some examples how this can be articulated. Company XYZ permits remote access under defined conditions. So it's authorized to personnel only, such as teleworking. Permitted methods, VPN, RDS. So user responsibilities, their system must have antivirus, up to date. Management is responsible for monitoring. So this is verbiage you can actually have directly into your access control policy under the remote access section. Okay, so this practice and assessment objective is pretty straightforward. Just make sure that you're controlling that remote access to your systems. So let's close it out with our project plan. So we want to prompt ChatGPT in chart format. I'm going to provide the project plan, include administrative controls and technical solutions for 3.1.12. Make sure we always have that actionable guidance that, hey, once we finish our engagement with ChatGPT, that we can take action, start implementing some of these administrative and technical controls. So we need to make sure we have remote access policy. Again, that can be in your access control policy, just a section. Technical solution, are we using the VPN, RDS, giving us some recommended solutions. And then it's going to be some evidence, suggested evidence we can produce. So remote access control policy, definitely the user logs. All right, straightforward. Yeah, we can get to work and not a lot of steps. Make sure we have the administrative control in terms of the access control policy or the remote access policy, and then we have a technical solution, type of VPN solution, remote desktop solution. We'll make sure we have our SIM tool in place. We're collecting the user activity logs, and we're good to go. I hope you got value from this video and you've learned how you can use ChatGPT to automate your compliance activities for CMMC. If you have any questions, certainly reach out to me at dphillips@aspirecyber.com. Also leave a comment, let me know what you thought about the video, and if you have any requests for videos you would like to see me create. On that note, I'll be back next time with 3.1.13.
Thanks for watching CMMC Automation. I hope that you got a lot of value from today's video and you use ChatGPT to automate your CMMC efforts. It's going to save your company a lot of time and money. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me at Aspire Cyber. Also, you can leave your questions in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe because it helps out this channel immensely. I really appreciate it, and good luck to you on your CMMC journey.